9:03 is the time right now. We've got a jam-packed day of March Madness action, so we want to begin with the biggest upset of day one. 5th seed Clemson is gone. They're out after losing to 12th seed McNeese State, 69-67. Germantown's Brandon Murray, he led the way for McNeese State with 14 points in the first 20 minutes to pull off that upset. He outscored the entire team, his opponents, in the first 20 minutes. McNeese will now take on 4th seed Purdue tomorrow at 12:15. Meanwhile, into the road for VCU, losing to BYU 80-71. BYU will now face Wisconsin tomorrow night at 7:45. And as the action resumes this afternoon, all eyes in this area, they're going to be on a few local teams. Right now, we're joined by our bracketology expert, former Georgetown point guard, Chris Wright. Good morning to you. Good to see you.
Good morning.
He's got some in-depth analysis, and we want to start with the Terps.
Yes, sir.
The Terps, right here. So here we go. We got the Terps playing against Grand Canyon. What say you about that? I mean, it seems easy, but you never know.
I mean, it's tournament time, and as we saw last night, anything can happen. McNeese State, Brandon Murray is a former Georgetown player.
Right.
I had to throw that in there.
Yes.
But Maryland also is, I think they're ripe for a long run in the tournament. They play, the way they play kind of breeds winning.
Right.
Grand Canyon's going to have their hands full, but
Derek Queen is a beast.
Derek Queen is a monster.
Yes.
I think he has about 2 more weeks left in college basketball.
You say he's going pro.
He's going
He's
pro.
going to get
He's
that
definitely
check.
going pro.
All right, so
and we have a Maryland, and we have a Georgetown guy on the bench.
Okay, so yeah, there you go. So you are going with Maryland. All right.
Yeah, I'm going
So let's go with they're kind of local, Richmond-ish.
Yeah.
Norfolk State against Florida. Do they have any shot against Florida, which some say is the best team, could be the best team in the tournament?
I believe Florida is the best team in the tournament. I don't think Norfolk State has a chance.
Okay.
I mean, even though they've made it to the tournament, I think Florida is one of those top teams.
It's one of those big ones. All right, that's going to be hard to overcome. All right, so this is another one that's going to be tough. We're going to get up here because we're talking about Mount St. Mary's. They beat American U. We're going to get here, and this is their reward for beating American U. They get to go to Raleigh, 20 miles from Duke's campus, and they're playing #1 Duke, Cooper Flagg and the crew.
Cooper Flagg is playing. So we talked about this the previous. Allison had Duke going to Final Four. I think this is going to breed. Duke is going to go on a run with Cooper Flagg coming back. They're seasoned and ready to go on a deep run. So Mount St. Mary's will be a quick.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, it's one of those things. Nice to get in, but now it's time to go home. How's your bracket doing? How's your bracket?
I'm struggling a little bit. I had VCU beating BYU. I had Missouri beating Drake. And Drake upset them, but I'm still in. I still have a lot of things to go, but I did have Creighton winning. Right. I did have Creighton beating Louisville, so I'm still on task.
All right.
I'm still on task.
So I missed 5 of these, but I did have McNeese State. Did you have McNeese State?
I did not have McNeese State.
Wow. Okay.
I had Clemson. So
you had Clemson. Okay. Yeah. Is there any other game in here out of the whole bracket that you think that we should keep an eye on? Any game at all?
Well, I'm really interested in this BYU Wisconsin game here because I have Wisconsin going to Elite 8, potentially Final Four.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Wisconsin is one of those teams. They're big, they're physical, they're athletic. I think this game can be a tell of where they go because BYU is another team, which I had an upset here, but BYU is another team that's really strong, really physical, and they've been playing well as of late. So I think this is going to be an interesting game.
Okay. You still got who you still got winning, Auburn?
I got Auburn beating Houston in my final.
We got the same bracket.
I think we're still good.
That's not good for you. You got the same bracket as I do.
Hey.
At least in the championship. All right, Chris, you're gonna continue to be our bracket expert throughout the tournament. So we appreciate you this morning. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. All right, remember, you can catch some of today's March Madness action right here on WSA 9. Number 9 Baylor takes on number 8 seed Mississippi State at 12:15, and then 16. Mount St. Mary's takes on #1 overall Duke University. Chris says they got no shot. They got no shot. Even though they're a local team, we're rooting for them, but it's going to be tough. That game tips off at 2:50, and of course, the big game we're watching over on TBS, the Maryland Terps are the #4 seed taking on 13th seed Grand Canyon. Chris says it's going to be all Terps. Tip-off for that one is set for 4:35. Go Terps. Norfolk State, as we mentioned, also playing this evening. 6:50 on TNT. There are 16 taking on #1 seed Florida.
Kind of weird saying go Terps, but.
That's right. Well, you don't have to say it. I'll say it. Go Terps. You don't have to worry about it. You're a Georgetown guy. All right, Allison, over to you.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Well,